had almost an untractable problem in our community where someone is using too much might, exploit, intimidate, incarcerate people, all because he wants some properties. About 8 years ago, the community generously gave out 33 acres of land. Free. 33 acres of land is 33 football fields. An acre of land is a football field.
Idimujiboko. It's not a village then. Yes. If you can give one person 33 acres, it's a big town.
Looking at me, you should know I didn't come from a village. So I call it a town.
I apologize.
Thanks so much. So 33 acres of land, 1 acre of land is 6.5 plots. 33 acres of land is 220 plots. The town gave it to him to develop at no cost. And he has been developing. Along the line, he requested for 92 hectares of land. 92 hectares of land. 1 hectare of land is 2.5 acres. I hope you get me. And that is about 250 football fields. And that is equivalent to 1,000, almost 1,500 plots. That is the bareness of it. And the community doesn't have it. It belongs to people. And unfortunately, it's either I have it or nothing happens. So we've been under a lot of threat. We've been under a lot of intimidation. That people like us are not locked up is by God's grace. As at 2 days ago on the 6th, some of our men, innocent men, are in Kuje prison, 1 year anniversary for terrorism and murder they know nothing about. In Agbo prison, 2 of our men since 2017 are in Agbo prison, June, for terrorism and murder. And if you know, terrorism and murder is a capital offense. It's a capital offense that involves the government. And that is where we are. We are being intimidated almost on a daily basis. Our OB, who is a graduate, almost 70-year-old, is perpetually in hiding. Perpetually in hiding, as I'm talking to you.
An entire OB is in hiding.
Yes. Perpetually in hiding. He cannot move. And we now felt it's gotten to a stage where, as responsible citizens of this country, let other people hear us.
Okay. By the way, the person being spoken about is Honorable Ned Nkowo. And the traditional ruler in question is Obi Chukwunonso Nkowo. Are they relations?
Yes. Yes. And the man there is Chuks Nkowo.
Well, we have Chuks Nkowo here. Is Ned Nkowo your relation? Oh, by the way, Ned Nkowo, you do have you will have your time to come and respond to all these allegations whenever you choose. Is he a relation of yours?
Yes, it's a relation of mine.
And you are here to complain about him?
Yes.
Did you try settling amongst? Is it a family matter?
Oh, absolutely. Because, thank you for saying that. Family is everything. In 1983, when he finished his training teachers education at Kiadolo College, he was still young and vibrant and all that. He needed further education. He came to my house at number 32 Awoyoko Street to come and seek for help. Because I was not ready to go abroad, my elder brother said, okay, what is the problem? He said he wants to go to University of Kel to go and study law. What came out of the mouth of my elder brother is that, oh, that would be nice. We had only one prominent lawyer at the time, Lawyer Ngulu, a prominent lawyer. Judge later became a judge and all that. Then it would be nice to have you go study law after you chooks will come. Before that time, Uzo Jebose had gone. This young man really wasn't educated. He didn't have opportunity. Poverty did not allow him to go to university. But he saw potentials in Ned. So he sent him abroad in 1983. His father couldn't send him. His mother couldn't send him. This man, we're a large family. Because family meant everything. Family is everything. So he went. He's related to me. We lived together in one room. I was in the same room with him. At number 32 Awoyoko Street in Pangrove here. So he's related to me. His mother is a princess of the Nwokos. His mother, Ned's mother, Honorable Ned Nwoko's mother, is a princess from the royal family. So we are related. So he went to London and came back and became a billionaire and asked for land. They gave him land, 33 hectares of land. And the premise was that he was going to build a dairy farm. He was going to do a fishing farm, chicken, piggery, and all this.
For the benefit of the community.
For the benefit, so they gave him massive I mean, he's a builder, so he described what they gave to him. 5 years ago, he has not been able to use up that 33 hectares. He didn't build the dairy farm. He didn't build the fish farm. Nothing. He just erected this massive, house there where people come to visit him. 5 years ago, he turned around to come and ask for another 90-something, 92 hectares or 95 hectares from an agricultural, we are farmers. And we said, look, our population is increasing. The land mass is not increasing. Only you, we gave you 33 hectares. You have not given an account of what you've been given. You turn around to come and ask for another 35, another. Anyway, we have a land sharing committee. You go and meet them, submit your proposal. He submitted, and the committee said no. So they presented it to the Crown Prince, and the man said, look, the committee says no, and we don't have this land to give to you. And that's the cross of the matter. So it's been, the major word is the intimidation and the bullying that is bullying us, using the police to raid the town, arrest people, charge them on travel charges, and without investigation. And I have had cause to be somewhere on social media where I have cried out to say, look, President Buhari in 2019, June 12th, he said that fellow Nigerians, the government will not tolerate actions by any individual or groups of individuals who seek to attack our way of life, or those who seek to corruptly enrich themselves at the expense of the rest of us. We will crack down on those who incite ordinary citizens, who incite ordinary citizens to violence and unrest. We will ensure that such actions are met with strong arm of the law. That was in 2019. If you remember, the day he named the National Stadium in Abuja after Abiola, that's the last paragraph of that speech. Now, I have gone to social media to address the president. Look, I know you have too many things on your plate, but these troublemakers might not be known to you. Ned should be known to you. I'm calling his name. He's related to me. We tried to settle this thing within the family. It hasn't worked. Within the town, it hasn't worked. At the state level, the traditional heads in the place have tried their best. But this man won't listen to me. So he's related to me.
Have you gone to court?
Yes.
Yes. We have court cases. He has so many court cases that he has instituted. In fact, he has abused the court process so much so that a particular lawyer has been punished.
He's a lawyer, isn't he?
He's a lawyer. No, he's a law graduate. He cannot practice law here.
Oh, he did not go to law school.
He did not go to law school.
Okay.
But I think overseas he was a lawyer. But his kind of law really is, even while he was practicing, the history of his practice of law is there for you to investigate. Here, he's doing the same thing, but in a different whatever, just abusing the court process, using lawyers and all kinds of things that he's been lying and all that. And thank you for extending that invitation to him. But I would also like to be here with him. I haven't seen him in a long time.
No, because he's not here with you. Mr. Alibe, how is it that he's also able to intimidate the traditional ruler of the city, of the town?
That is the problem. Thank you very much for also having me here. The first is, you can only intimidate me if you have an assistant somewhere. Otherwise, man to man, no. He cannot intimidate the traditional ruler, because that is a full-fledged man who has made his mark everywhere. Okay? But when you now have behind you the police force, virtually at your beck and call, You can do anything.
Are you sure he has a police force behind him?
Can I say a few things then? First of all, we are talking of land. This man, like you've been told, was given the one he was given. Even though we said no, dairy farm, you are giving him this, he's not likely to do this because our climatic condition is such that it cannot be done. Okay, but you know, the euphoria of, oh, our son in the House of Reps and so on, let's give it to him, so to say. They gave it to him. 15 years after, nothing except a residential house in the place. And then you come in again and you ask for, well, they just played it down. He asked for 90 hectares to do a golf course in the village. Then he turned around and put in another letter asking for 2 kilometers by 1 kilometer size of land because he says he wants to develop a university. He's asking for all of them free of charge. He put in this letter on the second letter came in on the 23rd of March. By 28th of March 2015, I am saying 5 days after, he pulled in bulldozers, supported or protected by people in police uniform and police paraphernalia. What I mean is police van, police gun, and then in uniform. Maybe they're not policemen, but for us, we can't tell the difference. You see what I'm talking about? They supervise the bulldozing, which continues up till tomorrow. The only young man who was bold enough to go in there into his farm to say, what are you people doing? It was the same police that arrested him, took him and charged him for what? Attempted murder.
A golf course.
Yes.
Surely it will bring fame to your community.
Yes.
Because golf players are supposed to be big people and they'll be coming to play with him and spending money in your town.
It is not so.
Can I say this? I don't want to look at...
To help the economy of the town move on.
Yes, I don't want to look at yes and no of a golf course in Idumujuboko. There is one in Asaba. We want to know how much it's doing. There's even one in Ogara. We want to know how much it's doing. Look, you are talking golf players are people who go to where there is peace, who go to where there is affluence. There is no peace. Delta as a whole, you know that. Even if there was, they don't think there is. You have nothing to keep any golfer. The first 200 golfers in this world are all whites. Even the black one that is inside there says he's a white. You know that. But let's leave that alone. Even if you were going to do that, are you going to do that on the grave of those who own land, who earn their living from those pieces of land? Because you want the town to say it has a golf course, therefore everybody else will die? I mean, it does not make sense. It does not make sense. And I kept asking him, where are you going to get this land? Because we don't have it. That's it. Talking about how is he using the police, I told you the first thing. The second is that they talked about cases. Cases. How can the police come in because somebody has sent in a petition, listed names, and when they list, even if it's 30 names, they put below it others, so that from time to time they can accommodate more names, and they just raid the place and arrest them without investigation, without anything. And we're asking, how is he using the police? The police is surely behind him. Each time we have a problem and you go to report to the police, somebody will say, let's wait. The young ones, the youth, when they go there to report, this is happening in the community, they check. This man's name is on the list. You who have come to report will be remanded for a different petition. That is what he's doing with the police. And a lot more. And that is why we can say that even our natural ruler is in hiding because the police is after him everywhere.
Okay, we'll go on a quick break. We'll come back to continue this conversation. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. We're still on to that topic, the shout from Idumije Ugboko. The indigents are here to talk about some things that are threatening their lives there. Mr. Aligbe, you were talking about some things. Let's look at the process of issuing the land, as Engineer Enoyibo mentioned earlier. He talked about 33 acres of land given, and now he's asking for 92. What's the hectares? What's the process of giving land to an indigene of the soil who wants to develop?
Thank you very much. Let's go. I am saying this because sometime I was the President General of the Union, and the Union is supposed to be superintending the allocation of land in that part of the town because we call it development land. That's one. Second, I can also tell you because I've had the opportunity of applying and going through the process of land allocation. So what I tell you, I have documents to also show in case you need. What you do is, you want land, you apply. First of all, we said that area was supposed to be for just projects, development. And therefore, what you required at that point in time was that you applied for land, you talked about the portion, the kind of parcel of land you needed, you told us what you wanted to do with it, you showed us evidence in terms of feasibility report and so on for us to study and know that this is genuine. Okay? Then we will discuss it. Do we have it? Yes, we have it. So let's give it. At that time, we were giving it free, but on condition that 3 years, that's what you have to get on developing. If you don't, it reverts
To the community.
to the community.